That's good. Want to stand up here so you can see?
Yeah, go stand at the podium and just see.
Shoveling my snow. Shoveling snow.
Yeah, I won't be in it. I'll sit back. How's that? Okay, talk as if you were saying a speech.
I know people say, yeah, if you do,
Well, maybe I think probably with people talking, it'll.
I heard it Leslie spoke it up.
And walking back there in the winter, good for wear slide.
Oh dear.
And then
Oh dear.
then the last thing which
Wow, that's I just realized I'm looking at the speakers at the podium and I'm like,
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm sorry, I don't.
Donna.
Donna.
I met you at the house at Buck Food one day.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Ladies.
Yes. Hopefully that's my water. What did they have red? What makes me have everything? I thought they had everything. So I guess they'll check it.
We're doing.
Back.
I just want to stop here. Can I get here? Yeah, sitting here where you should be.
I've been sort of standing there in front of you.
Yeah, so you,
Showing me.
yeah, I wanted to make sure, that's what it's looked like. So I'm gonna go up here. So it's 9 people on now. There's 9 people.
You guys sit over there. You guys sit here.
Steps? 101 steps. No, that's the front line.
We should get the lights on.
Oh, where's the? You know where they are?
No, and those.
Okay.
Just like that, turn them on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good breakfast.
Oh, God. You're good stuff.
Breakfast.
There's popcorn, but it just didn't cut it.
Food looks pretty good anyway.
How many?
2,000. Not very many.
I just 2,500.
About the same.
I got 3,100.
I'm taking her off to the park later on.
Well, the last one.
I should put my Fitbit on him. You went
Oh, yeah.
We're doing a competition at work. And we're on teams. And I watched the videos big time. I gave it to him.
I've been very sad when I took it off because
Yeah, well, I'll be wearing this. No. You do outdoors.
Brian. Was it Arlene that you emailed or texted the
Yes.
link to?
We can start.
There's 11 of them.
maybe I could
But I
walk
don't
them
know,
through
but they would message you if there's anybody having issues, you think?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's make sure they're getting on, I guess.
Nobody's message saying, this thing is stuck. That's good.
I have no messages.
Yes. Glad to hear that.
You guys eating something?
No, they'll go for breakfast.
You're muted.
Yeah, really.
I think that's your ice machine, so you should probably have that if you're doing talking, because your mouth's gonna be dry.
I had to gather some flowers.
It's mine? We're just checking, make sure we're just logged in.
I think we're good, I think we can,
It's almost that time anyways.
well, right after.
It's 11 right now. I don't know how many schools. I got the lights right.
Into the bar. Yeah, it's good to have something. Dan knows where it is. Dan said it was labeled there as steak.
Everybody hear me?
No.
No. Can you hear me now? Oh, this better. Hi, I'm Brian Woodley, and thank you for coming to this celebration of life. I know it's difficult circumstances to gather, but I appreciate you coming here. So we're going to have a series of people coming up to do some speaking and give some stories about Leslie. I know people have joined through the YouTube connection as well, and we welcome those folks as well. I know we're just sort of finishing some food, so we'll start in a few minutes. Thank you.
Who was the first speaker? Who was the first speaker? So really wanted to start at any time, right?
Yes.
So no problem. She's ready. She can just go up and start. Everything's going well.
Hi again. It looks like we're ready for our first speaker, and it's Rhonda, and I'll invite her to the podium.
Thank you, Brian. Hello, everyone. I first met Leslie at where else but soccer. Hannah and my daughter played together since we moved here about 13 years ago. We really first got to know each other at the parents' meetings held after the girls went to bed. Leslie was always up for a parents' meeting, a few scotch and some laughs. We even spent a few weeks for 2 summers together in Sweden. It wasn't a vacation, honest, it really was to watch our girls play soccer. Many of you know about Leslie's love of cheese. So it happens that on one of these Swedish trips, Leslie decided to bring back some house cheese, as the Swedes call it, and some homemade pickled herring. We told her she was crazy and that we looked forward to seeing her on an episode of Border Security. Alas, it was not to be as she had smiled her way through customs. Our friendship blossomed and grew to more than just cheering our girls on. I learned of Leslie's love of red shoes and boots on more than one shopping trip. We spent time golfing or pretending to golf while we looked in the woods for our balls. We team up with our friends Pauline and Kathy and try our luck in Ladies League. A few times we actually did win prizes. Our semi-annual shopping trips were always just as much about having fun as it was shopping. There was a time on one of our shopping trips when our friends Donna and Robin, not having a pool in their hotel, came over to ours. We didn't make it to the pool, but when they left, they forgot their suits. Well, Leslie and I spent a whole evening dressing up the decorative bedrolls in Donna's and Robin's bathing suits and sending pictures to them of their suits having all kinds of fun without them. It was one of the many times Leslie just cut loose and had some laughs. Leslie was the kind that never let you down. For a potluck, where we hosted about 50 people, Leslie had agreed to bring desserts and salads. I got a phone call from her, slightly panicked. She had unknowingly taken a coated painkiller, something she was really allergic to. She was soon headed to emerge, but not until she finished those desserts and salads. Many of you worked with Leslie, as I eventually did. She was a serious but fun manager. She was there to give advice, to listen about your latest trial or bad day. She was always a calming influence who happily shared her point of view with you. Soccer with Hannah and dance with Grace played a large part in Leslie's life. She was her daughter's biggest fan, always encouraging them and cheering them on. She told me so often how proud she was of both of them. She was also their biggest advocate, going full mama bear when she needed to. Leslie was a great friend and always there when you needed her. usually with the tunes in hand. I can't tell you the number of times, especially on those drives to Edmonton, she and I just chatted about this and that, both giving and getting advice, sharing funny stories, and enjoying our time together. On our last trip this June, where she agreed to accompany me to a doctor's appointment so I wouldn't have to go alone, because that's just the type of friend she was, she spoke of how she was looking forward to retiring with Brian, back in Ontario and spending time with her family and friends, especially looking forward to cabin life. Leslie loved her friends dearly and her family fiercely. I am so grateful that we had that one last road trip and got to enjoy a drink on the patio together. I will miss you, my friend. I know you are sitting in your comfy chair with your cabin dress on, feet in the water, scotch in hand. Although far too short, I will always cherish our time together. Leslie's memory will always be here with us. If she were here today, she'd be smiling, wearing her red boots, and happy to see so many of her friends while she enjoyed the church lady sandwiches. While so many of us will miss you dearly, we also have so many happy memories of you. I'm also so grateful for having known you and for how much you enriched my life. I will miss you, my friend.
Thank you very much, Rhonda. You did a great job there. And at this point, I'd like to invite the second speaker, and that would be Anne. If you would come up to the podium, thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Just wanted to start by offering Leslie's family my sincerest condolences. I'll be reading a message today from Roseanne Hall, who wishes she could be here with us today. Brian, Grace, Hannah, and extended family members and friends. I met Leslie approximately 15 years ago when she first moved to Fort McMurray. I immediately liked her. She had that pleasant personality and that beautiful smile. Leslie and I had lots in common. We were both mothers, approximately the same age, and we had both moved to Fort McMurray from Ontario. We had many conversations about our children. Leslie was so proud of her girls. She took every opportunity to attend dance, soccer, or whatever the girls were into at the time. Leslie taught me so many things, including how to play blackjack in Vegas. We did not win, but it's proven to be a useful skill in life. She was so fun to travel with. She helped so many people build their careers, including me. We all owe a lot to this lady. She was fiercely protective of her team and stood up for what she believed in. People who influence you and your life in that way are never forgotten. Roseanne. So I just wanted to say a couple words just on behalf of myself and the people that worked with her. Back in 2010, Leslie and Roseanne hired me, and through the years, I really enjoyed being on their team. And I know that a lot of people here feel the same way. She meant so much to so many people. She cared. She listened no matter what she was dealing with on her own. You were the person that mattered when you were talking to her. She was a mentor, she was a boss, and she was also a friend. And that's how I'll remember her. Her kindness really touched everyone. So on behalf of her work family, we are so sorry for your loss. Leslie has left a lasting impression on all of us that we will always remember. Hold on tight to the special memories that you have, and they will warm your heart until you meet again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ann. I'd like to invite another one of her co-workers from the Armed LPP, and that's Tammy, to join me at the podium. I know she's got a few things to say, so thank you.
Amy goes third, eh, Brian?
Hi, everyone. My name is Tammy. And as I listened to Rhonda and Ann, so much of what they said you're about to hear again. So, see the theme. And forgive my dad glasses, but when we got here, I realized I had forgotten my reading glasses, so I sent my husband to Shoppers Drug Mart to get me a pair. Don't send your husband to Shoppers Drug Mart to buy your glasses. But nonetheless, I'm pretty sure he bought them for himself. Like many of you, but not all of you, I know that the soccer family is here today as well. I met Leslie through work back in 2014. But I knew Leslie long before that. Suck it up, Tammy. In 2012, when I met my husband, Dan, I was still living on the East Coast. And over the course of the next year or so, as we got to know one another and his daughter, a few familiar names started popping up in conversations when we spoke. I learned from my beautiful stepdaughter, Kira, immediately about her friends, Eve, Michaela, Hannah, and Grace, who she met when she moved here with her dad in 2007. Excuse me, I apologize. 1 second, everybody. I'm healthy, I promise. So I learned almost immediately about Kira's friends, Eve, Michaela, Hannah, and Grace. And more often than not, the names Hannah, Grace, Brian, and Leslie were the center characters of her stories and adventures. Kira told me over the phone about going to Ontario with them in the summer, about her and Hannah going to Camp Hector, going to dance classes, and playing together at the house on snow days. I heard frequently about Leslie's chippet cake and pumpkin muffins, which I was asked to make when I moved here, and it failed miserably, and I was told so. I heard about Leslie's paintings and how she loved art. I learned about their dog Buttons and Honey, and I heard stories of Dan's mom, who was known to wander down to the California Club in the afternoons, and then after losing her pocket money at bingo, she would call Leslie, who was at work, for a ride home at the end of the day. And like a good friend would, she always did. It was even Leslie back in 2012 that helped Kira find her dad's new girlfriend, a painting in an antique store in Stratford, Ontario. As a single dad raising a young daughter, Leslie seemed to know that she had a role to play in their lives, like welcoming Dan as the newest dance mom and organizing the weekly drive schedule. So a few years later, when I moved to Fort McMurray, I was a little bit of a fish out of water. Everything for me was new. And it took me a few months to find work. And even though it was almost another 6 months, for some reason, before I finally met Leslie and Brian, I remember thinking what a coincidence it was when I not only got hired at the same organization she worked, but I was hired in the same branch that she had just been in. But deep down, I actually wasn't surprised at all. You see, I have always believed that people come into our life when we need them the most, even if we don't recognize them right away. Often they show up during a time of significant change, or just as or just as you're about to embark on one. They come into our life to escort us along a path of uncertainty to ensure we don't lose our way. And no truer has that been than Leslie coming into my life after I arrived in Fort McMurray. At work, Leslie was my mentor. She showed me the ropes, helped me figure things out in my new world, and like so many people here today, Leslie more than once watched out for my best interest. I knew I could always go to her no matter how badly I thought I messed up or how badly I actually did. And as many here can attest, Leslie was quick to protect her work family as she protected her own. I admired her fortitude and passion for sticking up for what she felt was right. And in those moments when I felt intimidated to face a difficult situation, I would always borrow a little courage from her because we all know she had a lot of it to share. I never stopped learning from Leslie, like how if you mix mustard into scrambled eggs, you don't see the gray anymore. So to the RWB family, it was Leslie's idea. You had scrambled eggs with mustard. And it works, just so you know. Not only did I never stop learning, I never stopped laughing with Leslie. She had the best stories to tell. And I would ask her over and over again to tell me the stories. In fact, for those of you that know this reference, I will never look at a fire extinguisher the same way again. And it was in a moment of sharing stories, most likely of our girls, Kira and Hannah, I recognized her. I realized in that moment, she was placed on my path for a reason. She helped me navigate my new world and how to be part of my new family. And although far too brief, I am so blessed to have had the time with her that I did. I am forever grateful to her for so many things. Because of Leslie, I'm a better person, I'm a better friend and partner, and most importantly, I am a better mom. To Brian, Grace, Hannah, and Anne, there are simply not enough words in the world to ease your pain. But please know that all of us here today, and all of those watching from home or thinking of you, we're here for you. And we hope collectively you can feel our love around you. And we hope you know our deep gratitude and admiration for your wife, your sister, and your mom. Nothing gave her more pride than her family. You are her everything. And on behalf of all of us who were able to make it here today and to tune in, thank you for giving us the opportunity to share with you how much she means to all of us, and to give us the opportunity to come together and celebrate the amazing woman that she is.
Thank you very much, Tammy. I'm just going to open it up to the floor for anybody else who would like to say any words. Is there anybody else? I've got a few words myself here. I had the great pleasure back at meeting Leslie in 1994, and we actually started dating in 1995. And we're married in 96, so we didn't dawdle at all. 2 years later, we were very fortunate to start a family with Grace first, and then 2 years after that with Hannah. So we had the great pleasure of having a very young family, very, very busy. But I'll tell you right now, it was the best years of my life. Leslie and I had just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary, and I enjoyed every moment of it. Through the time that we we're taking the kids on to activities and juggling work, we always find time in the evening to sort of reacquaint with each other. And when we were doing our dog walk, so it was meant a lot to us. It was very good. And, the girls have left the house, and we were just starting to actually travel together and planning for life after work. I'm going to have to go alone, but Leslie's very strong and has given me a lot of strength there to actually get focused and handle it there. I will always love her, dearly miss her, and at this point, I just wanted to indicate that Leslie's favorite beverage was Scotch, and the people at the bar have got the single malt Scotch that I would like to offer for people to take a toast in honor of Leslie. So who's ever wants to do that, please go up and grab the Scotch at the bar, and we can enjoy a toast.
Yeah. Okay. Introduce. The mic is over there. We're struggling.
So while everybody's getting their shots ready to go, I'll just do a little filler in here. For those who haven't been introduced to me, you may see the family resemblance. I am her younger sister, Anne. I hope to be able to get through this. There once was a girl named Leslie whose attitude can be pretty sassy. Her family brought pleasure, her life an adventure. Her dancing was nothing like Presley. In Toronto, she found her man Brian. Baby Macon, they soon started trying. First there was Grace, then Hannah entered the race. A happy Leslie often heard sighing. They packed up their house and moved west. Leslie quickly set up a new nest. She started a job with the region. Christmas was her favorite season. She always lived life with great zest. Today is a day of goodbyes. Leslie having touched all of our lives. I will miss her forever. My memories I will treasure. Leslie has shown us to reach for the skies. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Ann. Just waiting for the last few people to get their Scotch. we'll raise a toast in Leslie's honor. In honor of Leslie.
Leslie.
Thank you. Thank you once again. That ends our formal presentation there. And, just once again, the bar is open, so we can continue on. But thank you for attending, and thank you for everyone joining in on YouTube.
Oops.